So I'm hoping like with stuff like Suicide Squad, like, and I've with the new trailers to like Batman v Superman, there could hope like they'll hopefully have more fun with it. Because when I freaked out about Ben Affleck's Batman, but I see now, like in the final trailer that we saw in the movie theater, it's probably the first time I felt like I'm seeing the comic book character brought to live action. Like his movements, the way his costume looks, it's like it's not the cartoony way of like Tim Burton or Adam West, which I like both of them. It's not like the over realistic Christian Bale, and I feel like his voice is going to be much better. I was hoping they would make like a Christian Bale Batman voice joke with this Deadpool. Like all of a sudden he'd be like, "Where are the other Joes?" But they made fun of stuff like Green Lantern and the Baraka pool.
Make sure it's like, and make sure the suit is not green
or animated. Yeah, it's a good change that it's just a simple plot and it has a happy ending. There's no city destroying. There's no fucking like. I'm pretty sure we all knew that Deadpool was gonna make it out alive, but it was still just it was a fun movie.
Yeah.
We had fun, and it was aware. It was self-aware of like whether it was doing something like it just didn't give a shit. In a good way. There's movies out there where you could tell like the filmmakers weren't trying. It's like they just wanted to cash in on this. Mm-hmm. And then there's times like they just didn't give a shit. Like, oh. And this one's like they just didn't give a shit, and I love it. And speaking of things I love, the soundtrack. The soundtrack to this Angel of the Morning. Mm-hmm. I was so happy that because that was the music they used in the leaked footage. So I'm glad they brought that back. Shoop, that was a good one. Salt and Pepper, I think. X Gon Give It To You. That song constantly gets stuck in my head. Careless Whisper. Fucking Wham. Thank you! Oh, that was so good. And there you have like a little animated Deadpool, like fucking... That's another thing. It works as a Valentine's Day movie. It oddly does. So all you men out there, take your bitch to see some Deadpool. Bitches love Deadpool. It works. It works as it has a weird love story to it. He wants to save his girlfriend. And what else is there? I'm stuttering and umming all the time.
Just did it again.
About the soundtrack. I looked up the soundtrack on iTunes. Of course, you have like X Don't Give It To You and all that stuff, but I think the guy who did the actual score, it's called like Junkie XL or something like that. There's a song like, and you see it when he's like going on his montage looking for Francis, the Deadpool rap.
Yeah.
That's a pretty awesome song. I still prefer like the Deadpool theme from the video game, like oh Deadpool. But the fucking Deadpool rap is so catchy. Sexy motherfucker. Captain Deadpool. Yeah, Captain Deadpool. That was funny. They're coming up with a name that's just like, instead of the Doctor having the Deadpool like thing going on, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the character from the comics was done perfectly, but the backstory was done differently, because in the comics, the Doctor, like they all set up something called the Deadpool where they bet on which like patient was gonna die.
Yeah.
In the movie, it's T.J. Miller's bar, Weasel's bar, that they have like a Deadpool thing. It's more of like a bar fight game, which I dig. I dug that. T.J. Miller did great in this. T.J. Miller is a funny guy. And I also love, like, they did fan service in a good way, if you know the comic book character of Deadpool. Like, he's in the middle of fighting a bunch of guys, and then all of a sudden one soldier sits up and he's like, "Well, Bob, is that you? Like, I haven't seen you since Jacksonville." Bob in the comics is like Deadpool's sidekick. So I don't know if you knew that, but if you heard in the theater, some people will like, or some people like get excited, it's because Bob is like a character from the comics and he's just there for like 2 seconds and then he knocks him out. They didn't make a big deal out of it, and I liked it. It was just a nice little like, hey, wink wink. It's Bob. I also love how they play it off like, you should just expect to know. They just expect you to know him. Yeah. Like, if people don't know him, they won't explain it.
You won't get it.
I love that don't give a shit attitude. I get the feeling we didn't really do a good review of this, but like I said, it's a vlog. We're just talking about what we thought about it.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much really all we have to say about Deadpool, because it's a very simple movie. It's very good. The casting was good. The music was great. The action was really good. It just leaves you wanting more. The jokes are really great. The little everyone talks about the little baby hand. I knew they were gonna do a masturbation joke, and you knew he was gonna shoot Ajax when Colossus is doing his big speech, and they just throws up metal.
Hero. You have to become a hero, Deadpool. Come on, enjoy.
We're all just sitting there like he's gonna shoot him.
It's like, come on, you're taking too long, man.
The jokes worked.
Yeah.
I love the breaking of the fourth wall.
The 16 wall or something?
It's pretty much like the Deadpool movie like we needed. I feel like now Fox is going to take more risks, we could do more rated R superhero movies.
Yeah, hopefully.
And hopefully Marvel Studios already took risks by doing like the Daredevil series. And I appreciate that, because the Daredevil series was great. So I guess now we could just chat. What do you want to see in a Deadpool 2?
More. I'd like to see more story behind like the villains. You know, the story progression, how they became this, how.
I get the feeling. Oh, sorry.
It's pretty much just gonna be still more comedy by Ryan Reynolds. It's still gonna be great, because it's still gonna have lots of comedy and puns that we'll all get. But I'd like to see more character development.
I could see that. What's it called? I get the feeling like, I don't know if I haven't read all the Deadpool comics. I've only read a little bit of it, but I think like they couldn't call those bad guys Hydra because that's Marvel Studios, but I think that's what it's supposed to be, because they used Colossus, but usually in the comics it's like Nick Fury trying to get him to like join back. So I get the feeling they just like, it's clear. Also, the thing they're fighting on looks like the helicarrier.
Yeah.
Even though like they're owned by two completely different things. I think they were trying to like sneak things like that in there. That's just like it's not the helicarrier and they're not Hydra, but you know they're definitely Hydra. I kind of want to see like them. I kind of would have dug it if they had Wolverine in this movie, but I know they had a low budget. They did poke fun at Hugh Jackman though, which I found funny. He's wearing like the mask in the face. Like, I would have dug seeing Wolverine in there. Hopefully, because this movie's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
This is going to be like the year of Deadpool. So, they're probably going to have a bigger budget on the next one. They're definitely going to have cable, unless that was just a joke, like a History of the World Part 2 type thing. So, maybe they can get more X-Men, because that was one of the jokes they did. It's like the only two you see at X-Men's School for Gifted Children is Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Colossus, and he's just like, oh, it's almost as if the studio couldn't afford more X-Men. So, I don't know if in Deadpool 2 Cable's going to be the villain. Some people are saying, because at first, Cable and Deadpool, I don't think they did like each other at first, and then they became pals. So maybe he's going to be the villain for Deadpool 2.
I'm feeling like they're going to have, like, Cable be, like, the villain, then become friends, and, like, they'll like have like a side villain that becomes more important towards the end, and then tries to fight Deadpool.
They could do like
on the side.
A parody of Batman v Superman.
Yeah, Deadpool wears like a cape of Superman that has Deadpool on the back.
DP.
Yeah, it has DP on the back.
Yeah, I get the feeling they're gonna use Cable as a villain, and then he's gonna turn good. So that begs the question. I don't know if you're like up on, because I haven't been up on like reading comics recently. Or if you know much about the X-Men book, what X-Men villain do you think like they could use other than like Magneto?
I was thinking Magneto. I'm like, that probably would not work.
Yeah, in a Deadpool movie it wouldn't. I kind of want to see, now that I've played the video game, it would be cool to see Mr. Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he could be like I'd like to see him take on Mr. Sinister.
The generic.
The most generic name.
Rich villain. It's like Mr. Evil or something. Like, I don't know.
Dr. Kill.
Deadly Deadshot.
Deadly Deadshot. It was also weird that they didn't use... Another thing they changed about the backstory is that it's not Weapon X that does it to him. It's a completely different thing. So, yeah, Wolverine is like... They mention him, but it's like completely out of the equation. It just happens to be that way, which that's another one of my little pet peeves. I kind of want it to be Weapon X, but, you know... That's one minor thing in, like, the sea of awesomeness.
Exactly. Look at that. There's like a couple of bad things that's just surrounded by...
No movie's perfect.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of, like, as a fan, like, I got what I wanted out of it, and now I want more. Now that we saw they could do it right, so it's like, make more. I wasn't... Since we didn't see the end credits thing at the movie theater, I was expecting it to be like, yeah, this is it. Like, they got away with one rated R movie, it's like, they're probably not going to risk it. But now that they mentioned it. 2, it's going to make a lot of money. So yeah, we're definitely... I hope we get a sequel. I'm usually not for, like, oh, another remake, another sequel. But I feel like you could do more.
There's a few movies in the history that were able to pull off sequels, like, continuously, that had good sequels. And
sometimes sequels that are, like, better than the original. Yeah. Like, for example, I think most the public domain agrees with me that Terminator 2 is way better than the first. Like, the first Terminator is great, but, like, if somebody had a gun to your head, it's like, which one are you watching? Terminator 2. Or if, like, you only had to pick one. You only watch one Terminator movie in your life. Which one do you pick? Terminator 2.
Exactly.
I'm kind of on the edge between Alien and Aliens, because I like them both because they're two, like, similar but yet completely different films. One's a horror, one's an action, so it's like they're both good. Like, there's two people in this world. Ones who like Alien and ones who like Aliens. Which are you? I like both pretty much, like, equally, because sometimes I'll be into Alien more than Aliens. This has gone off from a Deadpool.
Yes.
I think I'll just name this, like, vlog Deadpool and other things.
Let's talk about the Fantastic Four. Okay.
I didn't see the Fantastic Four.
It sucked.
You saw it?
Yes, it sucked. It was just absolutely terrible. Just like the generic villains. What really got me off is, like, how what set me off was how they introduced them to, like, how they become the Fantastic Four. They all meet in this one building, and this I think Mr. Fantastic says this he talks about the whole, like, training experience. He's like, this is fantastic, and somebody says, can you say that again? It's like, are you kidding me? That's how you introduce the name. And
that's probably better than the way they did it in the older Fantastic Four movie where where Johnny Storm's at the fucking, like X Games or something like that. It's like, what is that thing? It's like, you know what? That's the name, The Thing. I feel like the Fantastic Four as comic book characters, they are legendary, but you can't. They're really hard to adapt to the big screen.
The Fantastic Four name really does not appeal anymore. Fantastic Four is not really
They definitely have their fan base. I know that, but I would like to see a really good I like the Fantastic Four, but, like, the fans are really hardcore fans, and there's something about the Fantastic Four. It has that specific, like, charisma to it that is really hard to get right, and nobody's really done it right yet. The Harvey Korman one, I think that was the guy, the one that the movie was just made to keep the license, but it was intentionally, like, bad or something like that. That is still the best Fantastic Four movie, even though it sucks. It still has, like, that Fantastic Four-esque spirit to it. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad because I like, for the most part, not Jessica Alba, but for the most part, I dug the cast to the older Fantastic Four movies. Like, Michael Chiklis as the Thing, I really liked. I thought he was a good choice. What was that dude who played... The dude who played Mr. Fantastic. I think, like, he looked like Mr. Fantastic. You know, you could look at Jessica Alba and maybe go, like, yeah, I guess that's kind of Sue Storm, but she's not that great. The only thing I really liked her in was, like, Sin City.
Sin City was a good movie.
Sin City, I love the Sin City movies. I think I'm just gonna call this like vlog, like FTV vlog, Frank and Jarrett Heroes. We should do that. How much time do we have left on this damn thing? We got a little more time. If the time runs out, like, you're gonna be here for a while, we could like upload this and then like talk more, because there's a couple more things. Like, I'm liking this. I had never really done like a vlog before. Like, I've sat in front of the camera and talked, but never with like another person.
Exactly.
It's nice to have a second opinion in the room.
Those yours wrong.
Yeah.
My house.
This is my house.
It's my
That's
house.
my poster.
What?
So yeah, I guess that's it for this review / vlog. Gonna upload this, then probably make some more space, and we can come, because we can come talk about another thing. Don't take that the wrong way. We can come, because one thing I wanted to do is like talk about if we had the chance to like make superhero movies, like who we'd put in them as the roles. I always like talking about stuff like that. Somebody's gonna do like a counter of like all the times I said or abadibadi. That's all, folks. There you go again. So we'll get back to that. FTV sign off, and what do you have to say?
What?
What do you have to say?
What?
What do you have to say?
Stop trying to pressure me.
And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black, the black, y'all.
Don't go.
One more thing. Deadpool. 10 out of 10. Just kidding. I give it a 9 out of 10.
You cook it up. Do a little spice.
Spice. I'll cook it up.